The Nihility Dream Tempest Trials plot continues with part 3. This time we have what looks like a rearmed Plumeria as the boss. For the moment, she appears to be pretty much just a blue version of her past form. She's a blue mage flying dancer, still with garbage speed and defense, high attack and res. I don't think those stats will change, but you never know. In the Tempest Trials, Plumeria does not have a unique dance, but looking at the data mine enemy stats, they match the BST of a dancer. This might be a little weird because the fairy dancers have fairly support-focused weapons. Rearmed Plumeria, however, seems to be our Arcane Blue Tome user, and it's not supportive in any way besides good old killing. Arcane Euphoria has 14 lightning sight specials. At start of combat, if above 25% health, grant +5 to all stats. Unit makes a free follow-up attack. Unit deals true damage on hit equal to 15% of their attack stat, and reduce damage by for one hit by 30% in combat. Pretty expected of a general purpose arcane weapon. Sling, stats, follow-up, and then you get true damage plus %DR. The on-hit true damage does work for every effect specials. It's going to scale off attack though, so unfortunately if you're an Odin fan, well, also sucks for Owen because while she was unfortunate enough to be related to the Reinhardt and Intended Systems, seems to hold a grudge there. It is less damage for these kind of units, but if you want an inheritable that isn't their own unique weapons, then you're not finding another better option. Assuming we get this weapon soon, you might want to think of some potential users and builds for it. For infantry mages, with accelerated specials, you can run 2 cooldown flare and proc it on the counterattack with something like the attack and speed pledge C skill. 30% DR with flare's healing could be cool. You can even combo with special sparrow 4 for DR piercing, and flare is going to be up for every fight afterwards. Insert your finish for A skill. For flyers, a free follow-up attack is nice since they don't have access to the flow B skills. Slaying is good with the lack of cooldown options, and damage reduction could be run with Kanto. Maybe impact A skills can be used here. For armored mages, slaying goes great with all their busted cooldown based skills and armored beacon or flow. For the mage cavaliers, like their aerial counterparts, they don't have access to flow B skills, so the follow-up attack is nice. They have even better chances to make use of Kanto. For some free-to-play users, there are some bulkier mages like Sonya, Halloween Sophia, and dare I say, Reinhardt. Could be quite good for Oliver, but what's the point of using him if I'm not using his glorious unique tome? Now personally, I kinda want this thing for regular Lara show. I don't know what else I would give her besides something like a catch A skill with Fortress Kanto. Anyway, we'll probably see Rearmed Plumeria and the Arcane Euphoria Blue Tome relatively soon. Feel free to share your build ideas if you're planning to grab this weapon. Onto the rewards, the third Nihility Dreams Tempest Trials can give up to 42 orbs, 11,000 feathers, and 80 secret coins. This month we got Ephemera 9 divine codes. You can get 1 fire blessing for a legendary Alir. For sacred seals, we have Fortified Beast and Still Water. Our reward unit is going to be Wind Tribe Chief Fuga. You can get a 4-star 5-star copy. We'll be talking about him more later on. Our first sacred seal is Fortified Beast. At start of turn, grant +6 defensive res field buffs to adjacent allies for 1 turn. Requires no upgrades, so that's nice. I do wonder if we'll ever get modern iterations of Emblem Team buffs. I thought they were pretty fun back in the day, but they would have to be pretty crazy nowadays. As a C skill, Fortified Beast is on Raisin, who is a demo. It is much harder to get Home Beast or Ward Beast as C skills, so unfortunately, this Sacred Seal isn't that valuable if you want to run these Emblem Team buffs together. Unless you don't have extra raisins, I would sacrifice them for the C-Skill version. We have Sacred Seals for Home Beast, so you can get full +6 field buffs for your team, or you could run Ward Beast as a seal for stacking in combat defense and res. If you just want to toss Fortified Beast on someone, Leanne does have Home Beast as a C-Skill, plus she's also a Heron Dancer, like Raisin. Our next Sacred Seal is Stillwater 3, grants a flat +5 attack and res, inflict -5 defense. Stillwater is just a flat stat booster like Life and Death. It focuses on attack and resistance and dumps defense. Generally, a lot of mages wouldn't mind this trait. You can use Stillwater for flat res stacking for deal skills such as Ploy or Sabotage. We have Stillwater 3 as an A skill thanks to T-Time Till 2. The other main use of Stillwater can be for area effects specials. Generally, this is where Life and Death goes, but now you can choose to stack attack and res instead of attack and speed. If you have multiple AoE users, here's another +5 attack option. The most common user of this skill is probably Legendary Lilina and her Bridal Ult. Both of them have unique AoE specials, and both have awful speed and defense, so Stillwater is better than Life and Death. You can at least let them tank a mage better. Actually, Bridal Lilina also gets extra damage based on resistance, so if you picked her up the recent form of her, then here you go. She even has Stillwater 4 for her A skill already. As a general stat booster, Stillwater 3 is pretty decent, upgraded if you need those flat stats.
I am Fuga. I lead the Wind Tribe. I hope you will visit Rapu Castle one day. You would be most welcome in my home.
The reward unit, and I guess main rep of the whole seasonal banner theme, is Fuga. He is the chief of the Wind Tribe from Fates, which is what this whole banner takes after. As a unit, Fuga is an axe infantry. For stats, he has 42 HP, 46 attack, 30 speed, 45 defense, and 30 res. He has a defense super boon, and I believe that's going to tie him with Rinka for highest defense for axe infantry. His res is relatively high, attack is excellent, and HP is slightly lower than you'd expect. 30 speed is kinda useful into slow tanks, but without any other investment, Fuga will get doubled by most units. Speed can impact how his weapon performs into tanks. For the most part though, nothing super crazy for a free-to-play axe infantry. If you want high attack and defense, Fuga has those covered. For his inheritable weapon, Fuga has the Wind Tribe Club Plus, 14 might, and it mostly works the same as Wind Tribe Catcher's bow and part of Clard's dagger. At start of turn, if above 25% HP, grant the player phase follow-up status and the no panic status for 1 turn. At start of combat, if you're above 25% health, gain plus X attack and defense during combat. X is equal to the number of positive stats effects on the unit and the number of negative stats effects on the foe times 2 plus 5. Like the other Wind Tribe weapons, we do not count field buffs or debuffs for this, status effects only. There is also no cap on the stat boost. Now, unlike Catcher and Claude, Wind Tribe Club Plus is not made for speedier units. Instead of the no follow-up status, Fuga will get a free follow-up status, but only for the player phase initiations. You're still gonna get no panic, and instead of bonus attack and speed, Fuga gets bonus attack and defense. He will get that base plus 5 attack and defense. Now, the Wind Tribe Club Plus provides 2 stats effects, so in total, that's plus 9 attack and defense. You can then get a decent amount of stats from this weapon if you can stack statuses on Fuga or if you can inflict them on the foe. This is an okay weapon, but you must keep in mind the follow-up attack is player phase only. For enemy phase, you may still need old reliable quick repose. For his other base kit skills, nothing spectacular. We got Bonfire, makes sense for a unit that can get 50-60 defense easily. Threats and attack and defense too. Not that great. It only works if the foe is coming to you, and mainly it's used to getting to attack and defense menace. Now, as for Heavy Blade 3, it's kind of rare, but it is on Jonki as a heroic rail unit. We did recently get Heavy Blade 4 fodder if you got that Pirate to Bar and Ephemera. Generally speaking, there are better A skills out there, and Heavy Blade is mainly fine as a Sacred Seal instead. Of course, feel free to mix it up if you need multiple Heavy Blade skills for whatever reason. We did get Flash Sparrow recently, so maybe a chance Heavy Blade type variant will happen in the future. Technically, Fuga's base kit works at a base level. If foes are close, the threats and skill will proc. Wind Tribe Club Plus has a player phase follow-up attack, and you can use Heavy Blade for extra cooldown. If the foe does not have guard, and Fuga doubles while getting hit back, Bonfire will proc on that follow-up attack. If you want to merge up the Wind Tribe Chief, he's going to get plus 1 HP, attack, and defense for the neutral nature. If you want to go all in on defense, grab that super boon. You could do speed or res boons if you want to try something spicy or just balance things out. In terms of free-to-play axe infantry comparisons, there are a lot of choices. For Gen 7, we had 4 newcomers. Valentine's Effie, Fallen Linus, and Hans are all on the faster side. Most recent, we just got Summer Donna, who's a Gen 7 trainee. Fuga is our first Gen 8 axe infantry, but Donald has the same BST for arena scoring. With Dragonflowers though, Donald pulls ahead. This is because the Dragonflower cap just increased, meaning he gets 2 sets of Dragonflowers. Additionally, Donald has pretty similar stats to Fuga, which isn't the best look so far. Fuga trades HP for extra defense, but their attack, speed, and res are all pretty much on par. If you're looking for another high defense option, Grim Hinata still holding down the fort, almost 10 more HP as well. For higher res options, Kalik is available, but he has way less defense. His HP is higher though to compensate. Between Donna and Fuga, they score the same for arena purposes, so if you care about that, use who you like. For the 3 to 4 star demoted axe infantry, no new additions in quite a bit. Our 1 Gen 7 unit is Fimo Shez, with Atlas being a Gen 6 trainee. Both are on the faster side. Since Atlas is a trainee, he's going to join Donna with that 200 plus BST with Dragonflowers. If you want a high tech and defense unit, Fuga is still in the lead. However, he has way less base HP than some of the boys here. His res is on the higher side, but that speed stat is certainly a bit awkward. For example, Balthus drops some speed for more HP and res. The more free-to-play axe infantry units we get, if they don't have unique weapons, it's getting tough to stand out stat-wise. For the arena crew, obviously BST is a pretty big factor in that decision. If you don't like Donald, Fuga is your other option, but you can plus 10 Donald earlier and they should score about the same. For playstyle, Fuga wants to initiate since Wind Tribe Club provides a free follow-up status for player phase only. If he can double while getting hit back, Bonfire will proc on that follow-up. He'll gain +9 attack and defense from the club due to 2 statuses active. That's about the gist of it. If foes are very close, threats and attack and defense 2 will debuff the foes, however that won't contribute as a negative status for the Wind Tribe Club. With budget skills, we are pretty limited to getting more status effects. You most likely need help from allies. One status that fits initiations is the Odd Tempest Seal, +1 movement to get into the action. If you keep Heavy Blade, we have a lot of stat boosters, attack and defense solo, speed and defense solo, death blow, etc. Most budget stat boosters are Sacred Seals by now. With a free follow-up attack status, Fuga can cancel out follow-up denial effects. He then needs to win a speed check. 30 pace speed, not horrendous, but you may need more to actually get use out of it. That's kind of the issue with speed in this range. You ain't gonna beat naturally fast units, and if you don't build enough speed, it won't even help versus the slower ones. With that said, you can also stop follow-up denial with no follow-up. Even if he's outsped, Fuga will get his double. But if the foe has defense in the follow-up, then there goes that double. It's really messy. If you do build some speed, no follow-up can be useful. It will also stop enemy free follow-up skills. For some other options, for the player phase, having guard can stop the foe from charging a big special counterattack. Fuga is tanky, but better safe than sorry. Also, his weapon has the 25% HP condition. Mystic Boost can help with healing if you're concerned about that. If you want to get out of danger, you could use Drag Back or Hit and Run as a poor man's Kanto. If you want to try some mixed phase stuff, you could run Quick Repose. Fuga now has flops for either phase. Attack Smoke can also help take less damage. If you want to take advantage of the no panic part of the weapon, give Fuga Field Buffs with Oath, Rouse, or Link Buffs. Then also you can run Bonus Doubler. This isn't gonna stop low effects though. For premium skills, there are some decent tools for the Wind Tribe Club's player phase initiations. For some protection with more attack and defense, Sturdy Impact is great. Attack and defense Menace can buff and debuff foes in attack range. Low is a simple but effective B skill. You could instead run DR piercing options like Special Spiral 4 or Physical No Follow. With Heavy Blade as a seal, we can still pull off the Bonfire proc on that follow-up, just not into guard. If you prefer a follow-up weapon for either phase, Somerset's Seahorse Axe Plus does just that. It will have less stats and no panic, but the follow-up attack can be used on either phase. That could benefit more mixed phase skills like say the new Gambit 4, % DR for tanking, and more follow-up means more true damage. Infantry can run Brett's Sacred Seals or the new Pledge C skills for a Brett status that can get those higher cooldown specials actually going. If you want to go hard into a special focus build, Arcane Downfall has Slaying with Breath type cooldown. If you run Times Pulse, preferably the tier 4, then after taking one single hit, you would charge Ignis. You could then use this in a distant counter Special Spiral 4 build for those big DR piercing Ignis counters. With Times Pulse 4, Ignis will also recharge, giving Fuga some player phase burst to utilize. If you don't need distant counter, Attack and Defense Finish can be used instead. Currently, there is no Arcane Axe with a free follow-up attack. You may want to wait for that, but it may also not have as much special charging as the Arcane Downfall. Overall thoughts? Stillwater as a Sacred Seal does have its uses. Fortified Beast doesn't require any coins from you, so just pick it up. Unfortunately, for Fuga, we have a lot of Heroic Rail and Axe Infantry demotes. Even worse, despite being our first Gen 8 option, he isn't a standout because Summer Donna is a Gen 7 trainee. Donna even has similar stats, which doesn't really help the whole saturation issue in this class, and he's gonna get the extra Dragonflower set because the cap just increased. For Wind Tribe Club Plus, it's not that bad. No Panic is nice, and you can get quite a lot of bonus stats with more stats effects or penalties. However, the follow-up attack is player phase only. That can be an issue. I honestly think it could be okay on a Cav or Flyer with Near Trace Kanto. Fuga does have an abundance of cooldown options as infantry unit, but a free follow-up attack isn't a guarantee, and he's in that awkward to low middling speed. If you don't have enough speed, he may not even double despite cancelling out follow-up denial, and that's a big problem. For the moment, we don't have an Arcane Axe that gives that follow-up attack. Arcane Downfall can be used with all its extra cooldown perks. If you do inherit it, I think the very special focus build can be fun, Special Spiral 4 with those fat Bonfire Ignis procs that pierce DR. That's all I got to say for now. Go get those rewards. I need to farm the Tempest Trials myself because I still want to summon on that legendary banner. Thank you for watching. Next video, we'll be going over this month's Ephemera Common Manuals. See you soon.